Welcome back to another cup of grace. That other message turned into a message that felt like it was for somebody. And even though my internet daughter, Natsuni, requested that from me, I wasn't sure that it was going to be for her or not. So I thought maybe I'll record another one that'll hopefully be more for her. So I don't know. Hopefully, maybe she gets something out of the other one also. We'll take one more divine doorway, and then I'll continue on. All right. Bottom of the pile says a cure for longing. It says, love is happiness, a spark inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly. Then you have arrived. I agree. You know what? What's that old saying? Better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. So we have these three doorways. Interesting how these are all radically different, right? We have one doorway that looks like it goes to a cathedral or a college maybe. And then we have a doorway that's just on the open road at night. And then we have one that's bright and looks like it goes into a rock or maybe into a cave. Somewhere kind of old and ancient, has that kind of, oh, I see. It's like this. I had it upside down. So, each doorway is going to get a spirit animal. Ooh, stingray! Yay! Ooh, and turtle! Yay! Stingray and turtle are both great energies. To be honest, I actually think all of the animal energies in this deck are amazing. There's not a bad animal, even though I'm not fond of the spiders. But even though I don't like them, they do eat other bugs and pests, right? So, oof. And then a tarantula. Jeez. So maybe there's some big spidery, some arachnid energy out here. And then here's the stingray again. Ooh, you got a butterfly out for the first door. Alright, well, if that other one was meant to come out, it'll come back out, so. This. Oh, wow. Alrighty. Wow. And bottom of the deck, we have the wolf, who looks like he's standing in front of a whole bunch of fire around him. So we got maybe whoever this reading is for is somebody who feels like a lone wolf. So, which a butterfly, I super identify with butterflies, if you haven't noticed, because my in real life name is a Greek word for butterfly. So this is our first doorway, and this is the doorway of birth. And it says, another gateway appears in view. New life is unfolding with blessings for you. So maybe with a new doorway opening, that means that the caterpillar is finally finished going its transformation. You know what? The last few months, a lot of readings I was doing, especially with the Soul Tree deck, kept having that emergence energy coming out. And so maybe this, it's finally, there's finally, it may not, if it doesn't look like progress in your life yet, it's definitely coming. So don't be discouraged or assume that just because it doesn't look like it, that it's not going to happen, because it's definitely happening. It's there. So now we have this doorway that looked like that, and this doorway is called Freedom Flows. And this doorway says, don't hold yourself back from worldly freedom. Dream grand things for divine sacred reasons. Yeah, so you're being called to get on your divine path. Oh, and you got the bee spirit. Look at that, which is full of nice sunshine energy. I love bee spirit. So now we have two air. So you may possibly be an air sign, or you may have a lot of air sign placements in your birth chart. You may have air, especially as like your sun, moon, or rising. This wolf energy is earth. So you may also have a little bit of earth energy in your birth chart as well. But bee energy, bee energy is so like, bees are not only, bees and butterflies are both cross pollinators. So like, there's like this, it's like giving a reading for somebody who's like meant to be a pollinator. So maybe you're meant to be like you're meant to wake up and get on your path because you're meant to be a light worker. You need to help cross pollinate between people. And so you're being called to do that because whatever you're doing in your life right now is not allowing you to do that. So in your last the last gateway, you guys, I was about to have a box of doors falling right into my lap. So wow, I wonder if that means I'm about to get a whole bunch of doorways in my life. So many doorways or too many doorways, right? So maybe more doorways than I can handle. Oh wow, what a download. All right, so but yeah, it's just look at this clear sky, and it almost kind of looks like there's like statues up here, but if you looked at it from a distance, it almost looks like a train going by on the top of a rail bridge, but that's actually not. It's actually a doorway with little statues on top. It looks like it could be a train. And I was recording this for Natsuni, who really likes trains. And this card talks about a distant kiss and a prayer flag. And it says, I wish of all wishes that you were here. Through sunlight and rain, I need you near. Oh, so maybe this is for somebody who's missing somebody. And this card has the Phoenix with it, which this Phoenix card is one of the few like major arcana for this Wild Spirit Animal deck, which talks about, phoenixes, they rise from the ashes. But part of that phoenix rising from the ashes, it's like from death comes rebirth. So it's like you wish somebody was here. So I feel like either something has just ended or it ended a while ago, and this death is going to cause you like a regeneration. But I feel like that's also possibly connected to this butterfly energy because like the butterfly, in order for the caterpillar to become the butterfly, its body turns in the cocoon, its body turns into that big pile of goo, right? And out of that goo is what grows its wings and its antenna and its legs. So like in the phoenix, yeah, it's the fire, but it's like it died, it burnt up, and now it's reborn, and it's reborn in this like unmitigated fire. Like it's reborn with a power and presence that cannot be restrained, stopped, or anything like that. Because that is it's become a legend. Ooh, so you may be experiencing some throat chakra activation at this time. And I feel like maybe you're due for some good karma in your life. Maybe you've been helping a lot of people. Well, let's see what else is back here. So the throat chakra. Oh, so, but there's some issues in your life right now because you're not loving yourself and you feel like you don't matter. But I feel like spirit wants you to love yourself, and spirit wants you to know that you do actually matter. If you're feeling like you don't matter, you do. You do actually matter. You matter. And you feeling like you don't matter is actually a false and limiting self-imposed belief. Like I know you may feel like, "Oh, I'm not imposing that on myself," but you are actually. Like this lack of significance that you're feeling is actually not true. And if there is anybody in your life who tried to make you feel that way, just don't believe them, okay? They're just being a hater, and you don't have to listen to that, okay? You do matter. You have a role. You have a purpose in this life. You have a life mission. You need to go do it, fam. You got this butterfly and a bee with the phoenix. So you have two airs and a major arcana. This is really strong energy. This is very strong sunshine, cross-pollinating, resurrection. This is overcoming death. And then this card talked about birth, but this is a rebirth. So we have a full cycle. On one end we have a birth, and at the end we have a rebirth. So you're like This is great energy. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. I'm so glad for you, especially after that last reading about a copycat. Unless you're also unless this is still the copycat, in which case, bam, you gotta get in here and start learning how to love yourself. You know, gotta reconnect with who you really are. You know, reconnecting with who you are may come at, like, it may cause the way you've been living to come to an end, which would be represented by this phoenix energy. So, because through birth, through death and like, a lot of people don't understand that death and birth are the same energy. It's the same energy. Oh, some crystal magic. So you may be somebody who really likes using crystals. I actually don't know much about crystals, to be honest. Whoa. Yeah, saying here, love yourself. What did I just say? Spirit is guiding you to, like, really focus on loving you. Love yourself, fam. It's okay. It's okay. And you know what? Some people will try to make you feel like you're a conceited person, or like you're in the bad for loving yourself, but loving yourself is actually necessary. Even like Jesus said, love others as you love yourself. The golden rule actually says not to just be nice to people, but it says love others as you love yourself. But how are you going to do that if you didn't love yourself, right? So, not ready, getting ready to start. So, maybe you don't feel ready. Maybe you're like on the precipice of this rebirth and you don't feel ready. The spirit is saying that don't worry about that you're not ready yet. Like, once the start happens, like, the more you love yourself and you will naturally just get in this stride. Like, you feel like you're not ready for it, but I feel like that's also not true. This is a self-limiting belief. Dude, you're really caught up with these self-limiting beliefs right now. Just believe in yourself. This The universe knows you can do it. You're about to go through this level up in life. Endings are the new beginnings. What the fuck did I just say? I just said that death and rebirth, because endings and beginnings, is like the ending and the beginning are the same. And what people see as one is really both. It is the same energy. It's just two sides of the same coin. So break the hex. You're being called right now. Don't give up. Don't give up, because you're about to break a generational curse. Maybe not even just a generational curse. Maybe there's been a curse put on you by somebody in your family, or somebody that had to do with your family early on in life. And somebody put a curse on you when you were just a kid. And if you hang in there, you're about to break this. It may be other people in your family have also had the same thing done to them, but you're about to break this off yourself. So you should keep going, okay? Because you're almost there. You're really almost there. Seeing the butterfly that's like hatched out of cocoon and the phoenix, dude, you're here for this rebirth. This rebirth is ready to happen. So just let it happen. The throat chakra, our throat chakra has to do with communication and talking and speaking up and speaking our truth and saying the things that we have to say. So I feel like you're being called. There's a truth you need to tell, and you need to say it, because that telling that truth is going to help you get through this rebirth. So you feel it's like not the right time to tell somebody that, but it is the time to bring you have ideas that you need to bring to life, and you need to tell this truth in order for that to happen. You are being guided to set protection, maybe because as you go to break this hex off your life, there may be people in your environment, your family, the communities you grew up in, that will feel it, and they'll want to block it and or discourage you from pursuing that, and you should ignore them. Spiritual bath. So you haven't been taking your spiritual bath. What you can do for spiritual bath, I personally recommend, is just adding some Epsom salt, either to a bath that you can soak in, put it on the floor of the shower while you're showering. Or what I've also been doing is I have a foot spa bath, and I've been adding peppermint Epsom salt to my foot baths. And I do that at least once a week, which is really grounding. You got to stay up on that spiritual hygiene. Yep, here's karma. So it may feel like some of the things that are happening in your life right now are karma, and that could be true. Maybe the hex thing you went through was karma for something else. But I feel like whatever it was this karma, you're almost done with it. And when you complete it, the people who did this to you are going to get karma for that. But you have to complete this rebirth cycle in order for that to happen. So if you've been waiting for something to be made right, or for like you've been waiting for like there's something in your life that needs to be made right, and it's going to be made right as soon as you go through this rebirth. It's going to happen. So there is some cards about not feeling ready or it's not the right time. I feel like those are your self-limiting beliefs. And as maybe you need to like take these spiritual baths, and or you know, you can look into crystals if you like that. Just anything that's going to help provide you some like protection while you go through this rebirth process. Mhm. I personally don't. Well, I don't want to say I don't use crystals at all. I have a little bit. They're not a lot though. And some people can talk about them. I don't use crystals for like magic per se, but something that people don't talk about is how like if you ever look up when Solomon was building the Temple of Jerusalem, and you look up like the instructions they had for how that temple was built, and then they were also designing like the way um the priest would have like this breastplate and certain things they would wear to go into the holiest of holies to make those sacrifices. And um, that was full of very specific gems and crystals, you know. And also, if you look in Revelation where it talks about the New Jerusalem, it talks about 12 layers, and each layer is a certain type of gemstone and crystal. So I want to say there is something to that. Like I haven't spent a lot of time getting into that. I don't know. Maybe that's something I should learn a little bit. Just like can you possibly learn and know enough stuff? I don't think so. I don't know. Nothing else is coming out of here. So I'm gonna wrap up this deck. Ooh, we have a third eye chakra reverse. So maybe you have some blockage going on in your third eye right now. This might be like, um, but I feel like music. So music, you may be finding your purpose through music. Music may be you maybe get your downloads, and or when spirit wants to reveal something to you, it's coming to you like you'll be listening to a song and certain lyrics just hit you a certain way. So I feel like you should be listening to that. I'm gonna give you an angel number, and then I'm gonna give you a Rumi oracle. Okay. So we have 777, which is alignment. And your angel whisperer says, your progress is recognized and alignment is here. It is within your reach. The whisperer is reminding you to stay the course and feel source working through you. Your gifts are being recognized. And your affirmation for this reading is, I blossom and bloom as I use my gifts. All things simply align as I feel the feeling of the divine. Yeah. So, you're going through that awakening. Bottom of the deck is a 12-12 duality. So you may be seeing 777, and or you may get synchronicities for 12-12. Here, I'm going to just grab a Rumi real quick. We're going to do a Rumi. We're going to wrap this up. Most people don't stay for 20 minutes. I need to work on being able to do these shorter. Also, I'm shuffling. If you like my style of reading, give me a follow. If you'd like a personal read, have a link to my coffee, and you can buy them through coffee. If you get a subscription through coffee, you can get a personal read every month. So my goal would be that eventually to build that up so that I can like either work part-time or just get into doing spiritual work all the time. So you got, this is your card for here, and it says Sacred Convergence, and it says, what cannot be found is what I am longing for. Although poor and needy, I will not accept small pieces of ruby. And it says, you do not have to force the planets to spin, nor the great cycles of the soul to progress. All that is required is that you show up for what is offered to you now. Do your part. Take your steps. You cannot remain in a vibration of fear if you want to dwell in the frequency of love. Yeah, because perfect love cancels out all fear. I feel like I should maybe give you another one. All right. So we have the Star Mother Arrakis. Be the king who has made his own kingdom. It says, our Star Mother keeps an eye on all the wild games happening in the sacred playground of the earth, shining her divine justice and protection. No bully shall prevail over you. No bully from within you shall prevail either. You are the child so secure in the love of our mother that you can trust life and your ability to face whatever comes implicitly. So yeah, this feeling of like that you weren't ready, or that it's not time yet. I feel like this is meant to like calm your worries or calm your fear. Yeah. Don't be afraid. You're not alone. Even if it seems like you're alone, you're really not alone. None of us are really alone. If you're in this spiritual life, you're definitely not alone, okay? Um that's all I have for you tonight. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Hope you're surviving the summer heat. Um and that's it. Thank you. Night. Thank you. Love you.